Fasting is one of those topics that always sparks heated debates. Some people praise it as a miracle method for health and longevity, while others dismiss it as a dangerous trend. But here's the truth. Fasting is neither pure magic nor pure harm. Like many health practices, it comes with benefits, limitations, and, unfortunately, plenty of myths. In fact, many of these myths have been around for decades, passed on without question, and they still shape the way people think about fasting today. That's why in this video, we're going to uncover 5 of the most common myths about fasting and explain what science actually says about them. So, if you've ever wondered whether fasting destroys your muscles, ruins your metabolism, or even shuts down your brain, stick around. You might be surprised by what you learn. First myth: fasting makes your body burn muscle right away. This is one of the most common fears people have about fasting. The idea is simple. If you stop eating, your body won't have enough energy, so it will immediately start breaking down your hard-earned muscle. But that's not how the body actually works. When you begin fasting, your body first uses glycogen. This is the stored form of carbohydrates in your liver and muscles. Once those reserves are used up, the body gradually shifts to burning fat as its main fuel. This process is called metabolic switching, and it's one of the reasons fasting is so interesting to researchers. Muscle breakdown does not happen instantly. In fact, your body is designed to preserve muscle tissue for as long as possible. Only during very prolonged and extreme fasting, when fat reserves are already exhausted, does the body turn more aggressively to muscle protein for energy. So the truth is, short-term fasting does not eat up your muscles. On the contrary, some studies suggest that fasting combined with strength training can help maintain muscle mass while reducing fat. Myth second: fasting permanently slows down your metabolism. This myth is rooted in the fear that skipping meals will somehow break your metabolism forever, making it impossible to lose weight in the future. The reality is more nuanced. During fasting, your metabolism does slow down slightly, but only as a temporary response to conserve energy. This effect is short-lived and reversible. Once you return to eating, your body naturally adjusts and your metabolism returns to normal levels. Interestingly, some studies even show that short-term fasting may boost certain hormones, like norepinephrine, which can increase the rate at which your body burns fat. The dramatic metabolic slowdown that people imagine is more associated with extreme, prolonged calorie restriction, think weeks or months of starvation diets, not with intermittent fasting or controlled short-term fasts. So no, fasting doesn't permanently damage your metabolism. It's not a one-way ticket to sluggish energy and weight gain. Like most things, it's about how you practice it and for how long. Myth third: without constant food, your brain stops working. Many people believe that the brain depends entirely on a steady flow of glucose from food, and that without it, mental function quickly shuts down. While it's true that glucose is the brain's primary fuel under normal conditions, the human body has an incredible backup system. When you fast and glucose reserves run low, your liver begins producing ketones from fat. These ketones serve as an alternative energy source for the brain. In fact, research shows that the brain can function very efficiently on ketones, sometimes even more smoothly than on glucose. That's why many people report experiencing sharper focus, clearer thinking, and improved concentration while fasting. Rather than shutting down, the brain adapts, and for some, it thrives. Of course, this doesn't mean fasting turns everyone into a genius overnight. Fatigue, irritability, or brain fog can still occur, especially for beginners. But the idea that the brain cannot function without constant snacking is simply false. Myth 4: fasting is safe and suitable for everyone. This myth comes from the popularity of fasting as a wellness trend. With so many success stories online, it's easy to believe that anyone can simply stop eating for a period of time and enjoy the benefits. But the truth is, fasting is not universally safe. Certain groups of people should avoid fasting altogether. For example, pregnant and breastfeeding women, because their bodies need a constant supply of nutrients for both themselves and their baby. children and teenagers, since they are still growing and developing. People with certain health conditions such as diabetes, eating disorders, or chronic illnesses, where fasting could worsen their state. Even for healthy adults, fasting requires caution. Jumping straight into long fasts without preparation can cause dizziness, fatigue, or other health issues. It's always best to start gradually and ideally consult a doctor before trying extended fasts. So while fasting can be a powerful tool for some, it is not a one-size-fits-all solution. Responsible practice is key. Myth 5. Fasting is the fastest and best way to lose weight. This is one of the biggest reasons people try fasting in the first place, the promise of quick weight loss. And yes, fasting can lead to a rapid drop on the scale, but the story isn't as simple as it looks. In the beginning, much of the weight loss during fasting is water and glycogen, not fat. While fat loss does occur over time, relying on fasting alone is not the most sustainable strategy. Without proper nutrition and long-term habits, the weight often comes back once normal eating resumes. Another risk is muscle loss if fasting is done without adequate protein intake or resistance training. This makes it harder to maintain a healthy metabolism in the long run. The truth is, fasting can be an effective tool for weight management, but it works best when combined with a balanced diet, exercise, and overall healthy lifestyle choices. It's not a magic shortcut, and treating it like one often leads to disappointment. Conclusion. So, what have we learned? Fasting isn't the dangerous, muscle-destroying, brain-shutting practice some people fear. At the same time, it's not a miracle solution for health or weight loss. The truth lies somewhere in between. We've seen that fasting doesn't instantly burn away your muscles, it doesn't permanently ruin your metabolism, and your brain certainly doesn't turn off without constant snacks. But we've also learned that fasting isn't suitable for everyone, and it's not the magic shortcut to effortless weight loss. Fasting is simply a tool, a practice that can bring benefits when used wisely and responsibly. Like any tool, it depends on how you use it. So, before you jump on the fasting trend, do your research, listen to your body, and if you have health concerns, talk to a doctor first. Remember, health is not about extremes, it's about balance. And if you found these myth-busting insights helpful, make sure to share them with someone who still believes fasting myths. The more we separate fact from fiction, the healthier choices we can all make.